All right, it's time to go, folks. All right, welcome to our webinar. This is an Expedia Group webinar with SHR, and we're here to give you a quick update on what's going on out there with regards to the travel industry and travelers with everything that's happening with COVID-19 and everything that has happened with COVID-19. This is a bit of an update to get you guys up to speed in terms of 3 actionable things you can do to drive more revenue. As you guys know, the world is changing every single day. We're seeing the rise of the Delta variant, and with that is our changes that are happening in travel behavior. And so we're going to take you through a number of things today. We're going to spend the next 45 minutes to an hour with you. And just to give you a little bit of housekeeping as we're moving forward, you can ask questions in the chat function. Okay, and we're going to have a Q&A towards the end of this session. And you can also expand your screen. There's a number of different things that you can do with this particular medium. And so please ask questions. We will answer all your questions as best we can as we move forward. Now, today, we're going to talk about the latest that's happening out there to empower your success. And we've done a whole bunch of research. We've got a third-party company that we'll talk about in just a minute. And we're going to share with you the top 3 traveler tips in terms of traveler insights that we've gathered this year and how to take advantage of them. And then we're going to go into Q&A. Okay, today I'm joined by Amanda Milam of SHR, and she's going to give us an update on the things that are happening there. I'm also joined by Melissa Nadeau Belay, and she's part of our connectivity group, and she's a connectivity manager responsible for enabling the connectivity between Expedia Group and SHR. And my name is John Suzuki. I am your neighborhood senior director, and I am a global evangelist, which means I do a lot of education, I do a lot of hopefully inspiring, and ombudsman, which means I do a lot of listening as well, and I take your feedback back to the company leadership to help them and all of us understand how we can be better partners to you. Okay, so as we get kicked off, I just wanted to share this one slide with you. Travel is a force for good, and we are a force for travel. And when we say we, it is the collective we. It's the entire ecosystem of travel, including SHR, including Expedia Group, including all of you. You know, one thing that COVID-19 has brought out is that people love to travel. And there is a huge amount of pent-up demand for those who haven't been able to travel, those who haven't been able to see their loved ones. And so there's a real opportunity ahead of us, but as bad as COVID-19 has been, it has also given rise to the awareness of travel and how much people want to travel. And so therein lies the really great opportunity for us. This is part of Expedia Group's DNA now. We want to, and we're doing lots and lots of things that you guys have probably seen in terms of bringing the world together. Inclusion and diversity. You're seeing us do a lot of things. Just today, we came up with another focus area of single parents with children. You know, helping them and enabling them. It's really tough. I have 2 grown kids. A lot of you might have kids. It's tough to travel with kids. Imagine having to travel by yourself. And so, you know, thinking through all the different potential kinds of diversity cases that we can address. And so there's lots and lots of really great opportunity out there that we're going to move forward with. Now, as part of this, we have lots and lots of partners, business partners, technology partners, and SHR is one of our elite partners. It's a new program that we have, and they are one of a tiny, tiny fraction of Expedia Group partners that have earned this designation of elite partners. And so I wanted to have Melissa take you through that because it's a really big deal. And to Amanda, congratulations to you and your company. All right, Melissa, go ahead.
Thank you, John. So I really want to take the opportunity to congratulate SHR on achieving the elite status in our 2021 Connectivity Partner Program. So what is this program? It basically recognizes and rewards our top connectivity providers, such as SHR, for maintaining high quality connections. And the goal is to empower our properties to perform at their best on the Expedia Group marketplace. So to actually qualify for that elite status, which is basically our top tier, as John mentioned, there's only 2.5% of our providers that were recognized as elite. So there's really specific performance and technical metrics that they need to achieve. So I really want to congrats again the SHR team on that achievement. So what did they do to actually achieve that? There's a few items that we want to highlight today. So the first one is that SHR is always ready to commit and evolve in the API space. Most recently, what they did is that they became one of our early adopters of our very first GraphQL API, Promo API. So what does this do, basically? It allows to ease the management of promotional offerings that you load. You can load directly in the Windsurfer CRS and will be communicated via the API to the Expedia Group channel. In addition to that, they've always maintained a really good connection quality. And by that, we mean very healthy success rates in both availability and rates and the reservation delivery. And that makes their system very stable and actually really reliable. And then lastly, one of the goals of Expedia Group is to simplify. And by working closely with SHR on day-to-day actions and enhancing their connection, this actually allows to streamline the day-to-day workloads on the properties and the users and ensures our end customer satisfaction. So with that, congrats again, SHR, for becoming an elite provider. Really looking forward to continuing working with you and reaching new heights in this partnership. And with that, I'll hand it over to Amanda, who will expand on the value of SHR.
Thank you, Melissa. So our mission at SHR is to simplify the complex world of hoteliers with innovation and superior service. And we are really moving from being primarily offering distribution services to becoming a revenue generation partner for you by incorporating AI-driven solutions into all of our products. So our product suite is evolving to always give you what you need to reach your guest at the right time with the right rate and with the right distribution mix. So SHR does work with both the Expedia Connect and Expedia Quick Connect products to give you flexibility in your connectivity based off of your needs as a hotelier or a hotel group. As Melissa mentioned, we did recently adopt the Expedia Promo API, so we allow you to build and manage those Expedia promotions directly within the Windsurfer UI. And we've always supported occupancy-based pricing, but we do now send occupancies greater than 4 persons when it's applicable to your room. So this is based off of the max occupancy value in Windsurfer and any extra person charges that you might have. So no more having to manage extra fees in Expedia Partner Central directly for extra persons. Another thing that we've done is recently expanded our library of information for our Expedia connections, bringing you key how-to documentation, details on what our integration entails with Expedia, and all of this is directly within our support center as part of Windsurfer now. Next up on our roadmap, we will be working on connectivity with the Expedia product API. So that's going to allow you greater management over things like creating rooms, rate plans, even policies. So you'll be able to manage all of that directly from Windsurfer in the near future. And then we will also be bringing in details from the Expedia Collect notification within the reservation comments so that you can see exactly what is going on with the virtual payment information for room. Now I'll give it back to John to cover details on the research that we'd like to share with you.
All right, that's awesome. That's awesome, Amanda. Okay, so before we go into the research, I just want to add a couple of quick comments. What's this mean to you? What does this partnership with SHR and Expedia Group mean to you? We expect that it's going to mean a lot. As Melissa said, early adoption access, if you will, lots and lots of resources and access to insiders within the company. And what all that means is that right now, Amanda and Melissa talked about simplifying, making things easier, right? Right now within Expedia Group, we are moving mountains. We are moving mountains. I can't go into the details of what we're doing, but we are moving mountains to make things easier, and to the extent that we want to make them self-serve. So there's a big future ahead in terms of lots of things that we're going to be bringing to SHR and to you through SHR. And so this partnership is it's ours to prove. I understand that, but ours is to make this partnership for you very, very valuable, and not only bringing you more bookings, but better bookings with better travelers and better profitability. And so it's a big remit, it's a big statement, but having this webinar with you guys is all part of it. Only elite partners like SHR get us to provide you with these kinds of updates. So very excited. Again, Amanda, congratulations. Congratulations at SHR, and thank you very much for your partnership. Okay, so the research methodology here and what we're going to talk about. We researched 16,000 people around the world across 8 different countries. In addition to this, we also looked at our own data, right? So we worked with a company called Wakefield as that third-party company that I mentioned to you earlier, but we're also using our own data because we got lots and lots, terabytes, multiples of terabytes of data, traveler data, trending data, market data, all different kinds of things, which, by the way, hint for the future, we also want to bring to you. And so this is where these results have come from. All right, so the one thing that we do know is that travel, is rebounding in 2021. There are lots and lots of people. I had mentioned that there's a huge amount of pent-up demand. People want to see their friends. People want to go places. People are getting cabin fever. People want to see their families, right? And so what we're finding is that 45% of the people that are expecting to travel want to go to a beach resort. Okay, so lots of people want to go to beaches. Not quite surprising. What is a little bit surprising is that more than a third of them want to go to major cities, including my wife, which I almost fell over in my chair with because she doesn't want to go anywhere. But she said, well, with the vaccinations and everything, why don't we go to New York City? 33% plan to go to a small town or village. 25% want to go to a rural area away from the crowds, and 22% plan to go visit the mountains. And so there is, travel is trending up. Now, again, with the Delta variant and the spikes that we're seeing right now, you want to keep an eye on it, right? But I will tell you that even with the Delta variant and the changes that are happening, the things that I'm about to present to you are even more relevant. The first thing I want to present to you is that travelers do want to stay longer, okay? If the Delta variant is going to continue on, you're going to see this trend continue on, and I'll tell you why. First of all, as we're moving forward, top reasons travelers are likely to book an extra night, okay? If you want to get them to stay longer, give them a discount, give them a free breakfast, give them something, give them a reason, give them an upgraded room, drink or travel vouchers, give them free tickets to local events that are happening, give them a reason, right? Because just know that travelers do want to stay longer. And if Delta variant comes up and God forbid school gets canceled, and back to school doesn't happen in some places, I'm going to talk to you about a flexication, the ability to work in school from remote locations will continue to be a big deal. All right. So encourage extended stays. Give people a reason to do so. Now, this is a big deal. 2/3 of bookings now are made before the last minute window. So the last minute window is defined as 21 days. 2/3 of bookings this year are being made outside of that 21-day window. Before, as COVID was happening, it was the exact opposite. Most bookings were coming within 21 days of arrival, right? But so it's flipped now. Now what that's telling us is that people want to travel and they're looking to book their travel farther ahead. Okay. So tip, load your inventory 365 days in advance or longer if you can. Okay. Now, just to give you a quick case study of a company in Taiwan, this is the only time I'm going to read to you. I load room inventory more than 365 days in advance because I want to get future bookings as much as possible. I pair this with a promotion. If people book earlier than 55 days, they get a really great rate. I load inventory as far advanced as I can, at least a year in advance is my preference, and her results have been 150% increase in net room nights, booking of net room nights, and almost a 400% increase in revenue. So this is something that we're seeing across the board, okay? And so with that, I want to hand this off to Amanda to take you through what SHR is doing and how you can take advantage of this trend. Amanda.
All right, thank you, John. So we know how important it is to have inventory available when your guests want it. And one thing that we introduced at SHR over the last year is actually a rolling auto resync feature for our external booking channels. So this feature will actually pick up the next 3 greatest future dates, and we will sync all ARI data to any of those channels, including Expedia. This way you always have the max availability out there for your guest. So our ability to do this for you, though, is dependent on having inventory loaded in Windsurfer, of course, but also having your property max level lead time accommodating at least a full year booking window. So that's what you see there in the screenshot is kind of that property max level lead time setting within Windsurfer. If you would like to confirm what your property max level lead time is, please just give us a call and we're happy to check that for you. To John's other point, promotions and advanced sale promos, multi-night promos are really important right now. So another way that you can attract those guests is with our Expedia Promo API functionality that we recently adopted into Windsurfer. So this will allow you to create, modify, or deactivate any promos directly through the Windsurfer UI. With our built-in feature, you can do all of the same things that you could directly on Expedia's site, such as setting member or mobile only promotions, and even adding your own blackout dates. Our UI is intuitive, so we're only going to show you the fields for the promotion type that you're building, no guessing all of the fields you need to fill out. And we would love to enable this feature for you for any of your future promo needs. So please just reach out to us today if you'd like to use this, and we'd be happy to turn that on and even walk you through what that looks like in our system. And with that, I will give it back to John for the next one.
All right, very cool, very cool. I love this. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, so moving forward, this next one kind of goes together with the previous one. Travelers want flexibility, especially now with the Delta variant coming up again. Okay, and so here's just something that happened last year relative to this year. Last year, 2/3 of people were willing to book a non-refundable room in exchange for a discounted rate. 2/3. This year, that's flipped. 2/3 won't, or 60%, right? Only 40% are willing to book a non-refundable room in exchange for a discount. This is something that's really important to understand. And so travelers want flexibility. They want flexibility to be able to cancel their trip, to be able to reschedule their trip in case something in the future happens. So the tip to attract travelers, be flexible. Now, as we started recovering from COVID-19 and vaccinations have been on the rise, obviously, more and more people started getting more confidence in travel, right? And so a lot of providers started going back to their original or pre-COVID cancellation policies. Might want to take a look at that again with what's going on right now. Now, 1 in 3 travelers said that they filter on flexible cancellation policies, okay? When they're looking for accommodations, they're actually filtering on flexible cancellation policies. So just be aware of that, okay? Now, this is data from a month or two ago. Might be a little bit different today. Your mileage may vary, but it's out there. So be aware of that. Now, just another case study for you. This is from Dream South Beach Hotel in Miami. It's clear that having a flexible cancellation policy is a must for us. Working with Expedia Group to offer a more flexible approach helps us to capture our fair market share, okay? With this, they became #1 in their star ratings for the area. They also had received a 7% lower cancellation rate. That's what their experience had been with comparable properties and comps in the area. So, so really take a look at that and consider that. And you know what? As you think about this from your own perspective, because you're probably a traveler too, right? What are you looking for? What level of confidence do you have? Because right now there's a lot of uncertainty. You're starting to see, you know, Expedia Group, we're a high-tech company, right? And you're starting to read in the newspapers, a lot of high-tech companies are starting to back off from their original back to work policies because of the new things that are happening right now with the Delta variant. So stuff like that is important to keep your eye on. And with that, how does SHR and how do SHR customers deal with this, Amanda?
So within our policy setup in Windsurfer, we do have predefined configuration fields for you to build the basis of the policy. And these fields are really meant to control the policy allowances from a system perspective, but we still really recommend that you use the text, the descriptive text, to really outline what your expectations are for the policy. So for example, we have a refundable flag that would give a back-end indicator with certain connections that the policy is refundable, but that doesn't necessarily always translate and display for a guest during the booking process with all of your channels. And so we really recommend that anytime you have the opportunity for descriptive text to really make that clear that they're going to get a refund or how much that refund would be, that they can cancel, and just all of the expectations for the policy. In Windsurfer, you can assign your policies by a date range or even to specific rate plans as you need. And one big thing to note with policies, though, is that today in Windsurfer, they're not directly linked to the policies shared on Expedia. So any policy changes that you have should be uploaded in both systems. As we adopt the product API feature where policies can be communicated, then we can certainly close some of those gaps for you to make it easier to set the policy in both places. But for today, you do still have to do that in both systems. John, back to you.
All right, helps if I unmute. All right, good, thank you. And this was also a commentary on our future. As we move forward, you're going to be seeing us coming out faster and faster with more things, making them easier and easier as we do. So very excited for that part of it. Okay, top traveler insight or tip number 3. All right, travelers want to envision their stay and feel at home. Now, COVID-19 brought this out, and it brought down different traveler expectations. 3 things that travelers want. 57% said that they want detailed photos. I've been in this industry for 17 years. I started in high tech in 1984 with IBM. But I'll tell you that photos make a difference. For 17 years in this industry, I have been saying that photos make all the difference in the world. Now, especially current quality photos, okay? If you haven't audited your photos in the last 2 outside 3 years, go take a look. I'm going to talk about this more in a second. And 88% said it's important to see photos of amenities before booking a hotel. And they look at an average of 9 photos of your property. Okay. So now the question is, which photos are most important to travelers? Now, We got that detail. 72% obviously want room photos. They want to see what the room looks like. They want to see that it's clean. They want to see clean room photos. Okay, so show them clean room photos. And amazingly, the majority of people also want to see bathroom photos. That might be not amazing to all of you, but it is kind of amazing to me, because to me a bathroom's a bathroom. But I know that's not true either. But make sure you take really good bathroom photos. Okay, it's all about setting expectations and letting the traveler and guests make the appropriate decision based on expectations. 52% want to see photos of your property and the pool and the lobby and how cool your place is. 49% want pictures of the outside. Okay, so make sure you have that. And 48% want to see photos of on-property food, restaurants, things that they can do. So be sure you use photos. If you have an area for dogs, make sure you take a picture of it. Make sure that area is clean when you take a picture of it. If you have areas for kids to play in, take pictures of that, right? Because as we mentioned before, travelers want to stay longer. So the more you can make your property a little bit more like home and take pictures of it, the better you will be served. Now, last case study, Papaya Playa project, and this is in Mexico. Expedia tells you how many photographs you need. We standardized everything we had on the hotel website and did the same on Expedia, and it was the best thing we could have done. All the room categories began to sell. 50% increase in average daily rates year over year, a 27.5% increase in room nights year over year. Now, I'll also give you another little hint where he said, or she said, Expedia tells you how many photographs you need. If nothing else, use Expedia and SHR as research companies that you guys can work with, okay? Whatever it is that we are suggesting, whatever it is we're putting onto our own websites, having gone through hundreds, if not thousands of hours of research and analysis, right? So whatever we do, right, you can rest assured that it's been vetted. Whatever it is has been vetted. So copy us. It's free research. Just saying, okay? I might get in trouble for saying that, but oh well, so what? So travelers want to feel more at home. 70% of travelers say they're willing to pay extra for amenities that they want, okay? They're willing to pay a little bit more. So what are those extras that travelers would be willing to pay more for? First of all, spa treatment, okay? Now, with spa treatments, you want to make sure that the pictures you take are clean, that there's plenty of space, that they don't take pictures of a whole bunch of people on the spa. Anyway, you know what I mean. In-room jacuzzis. People are less inclined these days to hop in public jacuzzis, right? So if you have in-room jacuzzis, offer them and offer them at a higher rate. High-speed internet. A lot of you guys, hopefully all of you guys, are offering standard internet for free. But if you're not doing this, offer them a high-speed internet option, especially as we're moving forward and people want to use your properties to live in, right? They want to work from there. They want to school from there. They want to Zoom from there. And so you want to give them those facilities in order to do that. If you don't have that high-speed internet capability and they're looking to do a lot of Zoom, they might not extend their stay, which is perhaps one of the things you want them to do, right? Upgraded room service, a refrigerator, okay? A refrigerator, that's huge these days because people want to have a refrigerator in their space. Again, they're willing to pay for it if it doesn't come standard in all of your rooms. So those are the top 5 things that we have found that guests are willing to pay for. Now, as far as vacation rentals, just so you know, right? As I was talking about, number one, high-speed internet being important for hotels. In vacation rentals, it is number 1, okay? High-speed internet is the number 1 thing, most important thing that travelers are looking for in vacation rentals. Heated swimming pools, private hot tubs, back balcony patio, on-site parking. Again, in your case and in the case of vacation rentals, take lots of pictures of your public spaces as well as each individual room. I want to also tell you a quick story about the importance of photos. Several years ago, we had a situation where it was a condominium building, and this condominium building had 7 or 8 homes listed with Expedia Group. One of them was running at about 85% occupancy, and the other ones, the rest of them, were running at about 55% occupancy. And we saw this and we looked at it and we said, why is this one home, same view, it's a view of the ocean, same floor plan, sort of kind of the same furniture. And so we had our researchers take a look. The difference came up in one photograph. And that photograph was a picture of a high-speed blender. Now, remember, this is a beachfront condo. So, my response was, wow, those people must be really healthy because everybody wants smoothies. And of course, when I said that the first time to an audience, everybody rolled their eyes and said, Suzuki, are you kidding me? Think margaritas, think daiquiris. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right. I'm not always the sharpest knife in the drawer. But anyway, it was one picture, one photograph. So be really thoughtful of what you're going to show and show everything. Okay, you might as well because you can. All right, so travelers want to feel at home. They said there's certain things that you guys have to have. So the last chart was about things they're willing to pay for, nice to haves. This is about things that they absolutely need, high speed internet. So make sure they have to have it, give it to them, and charge them for it. All right, streaming services, Netflix, Disney Plus, all those different kinds of things. Let's talk about that for a second. Move to the right. 38% of Gen Z are saying that it's a must. 42% millennials. 42% of those who have children said it's a must. 40% of those who travel with their in-laws. I am a parent-in-law. I am a grandfather. And I will tell you, most people look at it like, okay, how do we get rid of mom and dad so that we can go off and go on our own? Let's keep them in the place. Let's up and watch Netflix. I'll tell you from my perspective, I don't want to go out sometimes. I want to stay home. Give me my Netflix. So anyway, the in-law thing goes both ways. And 61% of the respondents were in Mexico. So make sure you have streaming services, right? And remember this, these things that are must-haves were nice to haves before, right? And also know this, the things that people are willing to pay for today, they're not going to be willing to pay for tomorrow. Today's luxury is tomorrow's expectation. Yesterday's luxury is today's expectation. So keeping up on the technology trends and what people are expecting versus thinking is really cool, that evolution moves forward very, very quickly. All right. So continuing on, conveniently located USB ports. One of the greatest inventions of all time was an alarm clock with a USB port in it, right next to my bed. Okay, I don't want to have to plug in my iPhone in a socket across the room. I don't want to have to pull out the bed to get to the socket next to my bed. Just give them a USB port. Contactless check-in. As much as you might want to see them, they don't want to see you, not these days, and especially given today's convenience. Smart home speakers, yeah, becoming an expectation. And home office. One thing to think about is that if you have a little desk space, make sure you feature that in your photographs, right? People want to see a desk chair if you have one. People want to see workspace. Include it, all right? So moving forward, on the next slide, kid and pet-friendly amenities. People these days are willing to pay big bucks, not for their kids, but for their pets, right? People want to travel with their families. If they're extending their stay, they want to stay with they want to bring their pets along with them. So for the kids, make sure you take photographs and you let folks know about places for the kids to play. Make sure you share any restaurants in the area with kids menus and give them information on kid-friendly stuff. that's available to them in your hotel and also around your hotel. Okay. As far as pet-friendly hotels, lots of opportunity to make money with pets, right? Because when you think about it, people are willing to pay big bucks to board their pets. I mean, I've heard up to $75 to $100 a night. Okay, and so there's big bucks in pets. Have a pet designated area and take a picture of it when it's clean. Allow pets in common areas, not just your rooms, and to the extent that it makes sense, accept larger size pets, right? Different companies have different policies on pets because, of course, you want to make sure that the pets are friendly and they're friendly with people, especially. But anyway, take a look at all that stuff as you consider it. Okay, so like I said, travelers want to envision their stay. They want to feel at home. Excuse me. They want to feel at home. So showcase your property. Showcase your property with lots of photos. All right. And remember that 57% of travelers said that a variety of photos help them make a decision. Okay. Pictures paint a million words these days. And 70% said that they're willing to pay extra for different amenities. Okay. So take advantage of that. So update your photos. And again, this little device right here, let's see, can you see me? Yeah, that little device, that's my iPhone, okay? This takes amazing pictures, amazing pictures. So the technology's there, update your photos, audit your photos, take a look. Take a picture of a high-speed blender. Take a picture of the coffee machine, If people are gonna work in your place, they wanna see coffee. So, and because, everybody expects a lot of times, maybe not always, a little coffee machine. Show them the coffee machine so they can see what kinds of coffee they should bring, right? So with that, all right, Amanda, I have spoken way too much, and but this is an area that I get really passionate about. What's up, Amanda?
Yep. So in Windsurfer, you can update both your property and room level images. Like John said, include some of those amenity related images within your property setting images. And here on the screen, we're showing you the navigation menu for the property description. So any of the property level that you would want to share would just go under that multimedia tab there. Any image changes that you make in Windsurfer are shared with Expedia every 24 hours using our image management partner. But if you would like to see those displayed sooner, you do have that option to manually load those in EPC directly as well. And then for any new amenity listings that you want to include, those would just need to be uploaded in both EPC and Windsurfer. John, back to you.
Okay, very cool. This unmute mute thing is driving me crazy. I've been in technology for a long time and I still don't get it right. All right, so just taking you through a little bit about what we talked about. The three big trends are to encourage extended stays, be flexible, and showcase your property. Show your property, be proud of your property. Okay, take aerial photos, take drone photos, right? And really do so. And in terms of what to do with those three things that travelers are looking for, load your inventory 365 days in advance. Okay, let folks do business with you. Offer and communicate flexible cancellation policies. Know that with the rise of the Delta variant, more important than ever, the trend is going, unfortunately, back to where it was. One thing that you might want to offer as well is a way to offer credits instead of refunds. Different companies are looking at that as a strategy as well. And so with that, and the third one is to update your property photos and update your amenities, okay, to those things that travelers are looking for today. If you don't have a coffee machine, get a coffee machine for every room. If you don't have high-speed Wi-Fi, there you go. Amanda was just on the screen. I don't think you saw her, but she showed her coffee cup. But show the blender, right? Make sure. Did I say that enough? That you offer high-speed internet, and if you can offer it as an option, people are willing to pay for it. Okay. So photos and amenities are really, really important these days. Okay, so we now have a few questions that we're gonna go over. A handful of questions have come in, and I'm reading again. I'm sorry. I told you that the only time I was going to read was when I was reading you the quotes from those case studies. Sorry, I'm going to read again. All right. So first question that came in. When changes occur on Expedia Partner Central, do those control the CRS and its configuration? What about changes within the CRS? Amanda, this is definitely yours.
Thanks. So the answer to that short answer is no. If you make a change to, let's say, the room and rate mapping within Expedia Partner Central, that does not automatically translate over to Windsurfer. So we would need to be updated so that we know to remove that mapping from our side. Having that done will just help us to not be sending over mapping that's no longer valid. It reduces the number of errors, and it just makes all of the updates that should be going out work a lot more smoothly, run a lot faster, and it helps us get to our elite score that we got to this year. So please let us know if you make a change like that. But then also vice versa, if you add a new room rate within Windsurfer that you want to sell on Expedia, it does have to be built on the Expedia side and then that mapping done between the two systems. All of that said, that is just for right now, because remember, we do have plans in the near-term future to use Expedia's product API where you can do some of that automatically. So that will change. We're here to simplify things for you. We will make that better in the future, but for right now, please do make sure that you're making the changes in both systems.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Amanda. All right, the next question. Let's see, should traveler brands brace for a third wave of pandemic with the Delta variant? And as an add-on, are travelers looking for travel insurance? Okay, so we don't have the data in terms of travel insurance, but in terms of bracing for the third wave of the pandemic, remember, 60% of travelers today are not willing to book a non-refundable room. So, so that's one of the things that you need to be aware of. How travelers are going to respond to this new wave, nobody knows. Nobody knows. But I can tell you, with my family, I'm much more cautious than I was a month ago, right? And so keeping that in mind, and keeping in mind that 60%, if those 60% want flexibility, and is that number going to go up to 70%? I don't know, but it's certainly possible. Okay, so so keep that in mind as we're moving forward, and obviously stay close to the news. Stay close to what's going on in your area. And one other thing that I wanted to share with you is, you know, during COVID-19, cleanliness mattered. It really did. You know, all those decorative pillows and all those decorative bedroom comforters, all that stuff went away and gave way to triple sheeting. Okay. With the rise of the Delta variant, it still is. Forget the Delta variant. Without the Delta variant, it's still the number one thing people are looking for is cleanliness. Okay, so with the rise of the Delta variant, make sure that you're taking photos of really clean facilities and really clean rooms. Okay, as we move forward. All right, so enough of that. Next question. We got two more. What does the flow of information look like if my Windsurfer CRS enabled property connects to Expedia? Okay, Amanda.
Sure. So any of your ARI updates, your rates inventory availability, That information will all start from your property management system. Those changes flow down to post into Windsurfer CRS, and then we turn around and queue those out to Expedia. In terms of reservations, that delivery flow, of course, comes from Expedia directly into Windsurfer, and then Windsurfer will pass that reservation booking into your property management system.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, and the last question here. What percentage of travelers are traveling with pets? All right, good. Great question. Of those folks that we surveyed, 9% indicated that they travel with pets. Now, one thing to remember was that this survey was across 8 different countries. So we don't necessarily, some countries may tend to travel more, some cultures may tend to travel more with their pets. In the United States, anecdotally, it sure seems to me like more than 9% of the people that I talk to and the operators that I talk to get folks that want pet-friendly homes and pet-friendly facilities. So offering pet-friendly amenities can really be a differentiator, especially these days as we move forward. And you know what? If you do that and you want people to stay longer, or you want to attract folks, give them pet amenities, a welcome basket for their dog, right? Maybe a daily treat. You know how some hotels, they put chocolates on their beds. We'll include a dog biscuit. I don't know, and same thing with the kids. Do something to make the pets, the families of pets and with children feel like you care about them and that you're noticing them and that you appreciate their business. So just something for you guys to think about. Okay. So with that, we're just going to kind of summarize here. The key actions: load your inventory 365 in advance, communicate your flexible cancellation policies. First of all, really consider flexible cancellation policies if you're not, and update your photos and amenities. Okay. So with that, Amanda, any wrap ups, any last minute recommendations moving forward?
Yeah, so just wanted to go back to the comments earlier about our expanded documentation and how-to training material that's available now. We recently added all of this into our support center that is part of Windsurfer. So now you can access articles to tell you how to do Expedia setup for both Connect and Quick Connect. You can learn more about the occupancy-based changes that we made and how all of those rates are really calculated. You can access all of the details about creating promos through our UI. And then we also have some FAQ articles out there to talk through about how to load new room types, new rate plans, how to update the mapping, or if you want to deactivate something. So all of that's now available to you. You can log into Windsurfer and then go to Support Center, click on Helpful Articles, and then you can either use the search bar and type out the topic that you want to see, or you can click into the external booking channel articles and you'll be able to see everything there. Outside of that, I would just like to thank everyone and let you know that we would really love to hear from you. So please reach out to us if you would like to enable any of the features that we discussed today, or even if you just want to share feedback on features that you would like to see with Expedia and Windsurfer's partnership.
All right, cool. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, and and remember, you guys, like it says right there, travel is a force for good. And we are so excited about the future. Once we get past this whole COVID-19 thing, oh my gosh, it's gonna be amazing. And in the meantime, we are all at SHR and Expedia Group. We're working mightily to bring our technologies together, to simplify the work that we do, to make things easier for you, to enable more bookings, better travelers, right? More loyalty. And so there's a lot going on, and the future is amazingly promising as we move forward. So be sure to download the full report from the Webinar Resource Center. Okay, it's available to you. Please consider I can't make you guys do anything, but please consider doing some of the things that we went over with you today, right? In terms of what travelers want. As Amanda had mentioned, we would love to hear from you. Please share your feedback in the survey and help us understand how we can do better for you. Help us understand how we can make these seminars or these webinars that we're doing for you with SHR better and more meaningful to you. Because if you don't tell us how we can do better, we're just going to try to figure it out on our own. So your input is very important, because this isn't going to be the last time you're going to hear from all of us. Okay, as time moves on and things move forward, we're gonna continue to keep you updated on the latest and greatest on what's going on. So with that, Melissa, thank you for joining me. Amanda, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your partnership and moving together with us. And again, congratulations on the elite partnership. And that's it, folks. So with that, thanks again. Thank you for joining us. Have a great year, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.